disrespectful.
Oops.
All right. And that will be your undoing.
Yeah, so Keegan had to back out because he's having technical issues, obviously. He'll
Yeah,
flip
he'll
off that game probably.
But all right. So what do you want to talk about first? Oh yeah, what's your favorite Star Wars comic, Deveronian?
If I'm being honest, like I have a top 10 list of favorite Star Wars expanded universe comics, but at the very top of the list is purely because of like my childhood memories, partially, and because it was new. It was like brand new in the future, past Luke Skywalker, was Star Wars Legacy.
Oh, Nathan,
Legacy.
I realized. Sorry to interrupt you, Nazo.
Right.
Nathan, Cat, right? Cat's in the comics, isn't he?
I have no idea.
I mean, he
Plus,
talks about them.
I can only host so many people on here at once. Unfortunately, that's the other problem.
Oh, limitations. Like, how many people can you host on here at once?
Well, I'm using the free plan, so I think only 4.
Okay, and Keegan's not here, right? Okay.
If you add more than 4, then you start getting a little bit of issue. Like it'll still work, but like, not only will it be like 50 not I'm paraphrasing, but like 50 other people talking over you, but like it'll actually screw up with some people's connections.
Maybe, but I don't think 5 is that bad.
Yeah,
probably not. But
Yeah.
with Legacy, like again, like I have like just fond childhood memories, like buying issues and reading them, and but primarily because it was new. It was the future of Star Wars. It was like when I first got into it, like I was like, when Filoni was setting up his Clone Wars series, I didn't even bother watching it because I was like, no, I've seen the Clone Wars. It's been done. Give me something new. Give me something like future. Where's Star Wars now? And most of it was in novels. And as a dumb kid, I'm not really like interested in reading novels. And then one 4th of July back in like 2006, I went to the store with my Nana because I was a good kid. But I went to the store with her. We were just going around, and I see this single issue saying Star Wars Legacy, and I still have it to this day on a little shelf at a Stater Brothers, and my Nana buys it for me, and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm reading through it, and I cannot take my eyes off of the panels. Like, okay, we got new Sith, new Jedi, new Skywalkers, new Empire, new Rebellion. Like, everything was just like brand freaking new, and
even new lightsabers. Okay, that was a joke.
Well, kinda. There kind of was. There was actually one Sith dude that had like a
I know there was, Nazo. I'm just adding on to it in a joking way.
I know.
And
but
sorry,
go ahead.
I was just saying, for some reason, this isn't shown on YouTube yet. Oh, we got one viewer somehow.
Oh, good for you, Nathan. You got 1 viewer. That's good.
Yay.
I'm wondering if I can help with that. I have to go to your
He's
YouTube
channel.
Oh,
I
it's
can
not
send
showing
the
up
link
on
to some
YouTube, as
friends.
far as I can tell.
Hey, I wonder if you guys can hear me. Oh, wait, yeah, y'all can. Okay.
I can hear you.
All right, good.
In the words of Sly Cooper, loud and very loud.
I'm trying to find your YouTube channel right now. But no, I have to look at my subscriptions because I know I subbed to you.
I got a YouTube channel, but I don't post on there like that.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping to do live streams more often because I'm kind of getting sick of doing individual videos for now. It's just gotten kind of boring. But anyway, yeah, for me, my favorite comic, at least for Star Wars, is probably Open Seasons. I've said this millions of times. It's my favorite one. I can never like any other one.
Every time I hear the name Open Season, I can't help but think of the fucking Martin Lawrence movie.
To me, I read Open Seasons, and I don't know what it was with me. Like I didn't respond well to it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great to me. And keep in mind, I love the Mandalorians. I love like everything Mandalorian related, culture and everything. That's why I was so like upset and perturbed by Dave Filoni's Clone Wars because of what they did to the Mandalorians. But like for whatever reason, for Jango Fett Open Season, like it was a good comic, and I actually remember seeing an issue of it on Star Wars Bounty Hunter years ago.
Yeah, that was a good game.
I didn't. I didn't. I'm trying to find the right words here. I did like. I didn't. It didn't resonate well with me. Like I was much bigger into like the Boba Fett comics that I read because I have a ton of those now.
I like those as well. Those are good, but
have you? Which ones have you read? Just out of curiosity.
Let me see. Hang on, I got one of them nearby. Let me check. The ship, was the Fear ship, Boba Fett and the Ship of Fear, Blood Ties 1 and 2.
Keegan.
Oh, you have the
Do you have
digest
access to your messages on Twitter?
Oh, it's Shadow Vessel.
I'm sorry, Dan. What were you saying?
Do you have access to your messages on Twitter? Like, can you go on there while being on here?
Let me try.
You can't unless you have some. At least I can't anyway. Unless I have some backdoor. My backdoor was like I have an open tab on Google basically that allows me to still look at my Twitter.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
At least that's what I did anyway. But you said you had Boba Fett.
Yeah, I'm seeing all the things you sent me.
All right, so you can. All right. So yeah, I sent you some stuff. I don't know if you.
Yeah,
saw it.
I saw what you just sent me, but I'll look at it. I'll look at it after the stream.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I saw it. I'll look at it after the stream, though.
You got it.
Man, my phone is overheating like crazy because
Twin Engines of Destruction.
Oh, you have Twin Engines of Destruction. That's a really good one. Like that's an older classic one.
Yeah, that was in a collection I got recently for I think my birthday or Christmas.
Was it in the Blood Ties Epic Collection or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one too. That's where I was able to read Blood Ties.
Hey Nathan, are you on YouTube? Because I see like someone in the chat, someone else.
Yeah, that's a guy I know, Shadow Vessel. He's an awesome guy.
All right, so you are on YouTube, okay?
Yeah, looks like it. But yeah, I got those. But yeah, I'm a Jango Boba Fett mark, so of course, anything with Boba or Jango has my money usually, as long as it's not as long as it's not new or made by Disney.
Yeah, well, I can actually recommend some to you. It just depends on how much cash you have.
Which ones?
Look, most of them are short, but specifically, like if you want like trade paperbacks, I'd go for like Boba Fett. I've got them down here. You can try Death, Lies, and Treachery, Man with a Mission. You have Death, Lies, and Treachery?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Man with a Mission. Most of the Boba Fett comics are good. Man with a Mission has some good ones on it too. You should already have Boba Fett 1/2, salvage. It should be in that Blood Ties volume.
Yeah, I think it is.
And you said you have Boba Fett and the Ship of Fear. That's that little. It's a digest comic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good one too. That's like again, the only one I didn't like is the only one I wouldn't recommend to you, which is Boba Fett, Enemy of the Empire.
I think I might have that one. It's hard to remember.
If you do, kudos, but at the same time, I'm sorry. It's not a great comic. It's okay. It's not bad. It's okay. It's just not like good or great in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just one of those things I've got. I've also got an indie comic. There's some more indie comics I want to get my hands on.
Hey, Netcat.
Oh, you know Netcat?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Net's on
think
stream?
I've seen him on Twitter a couple times actually.
Oh,
Unless I'm
He's a
thinking of
friend.
someone else.
No, Net's a friend.
Yeah, he's a friend of yours, right, Nazo?
Yeah.
Hey, Nazo,
Huh.
do you have your own YouTube channel?
I do, and at some point I do want to, because at some point I'm going to do like a chronological reread of all my Star Wars comics.
Can you tell me
And,
what it's called so I could subscribe?
It's the same as I have, only it says it has like an image of Garrus Vakarian on it. I can probably just send you the link later.
yeah, I subscribed to him already.
You hold on, Nazo. Okay, so is it the same as you? Is it the same as what you call yourself on Twitter, Ark Nazo?
No, it's the same as you see myself on Twitter and this. Not my
Nazo
at.
Servant Ark. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the same. I'm the same on Discord. One of the things I'm doing is because I found a site that has like free comic images. One of the things I'm going to be doing while I'm doing my chronological read order,
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing streams about it. Is that I'm going to post the images on Netcat's server.
Hey, you got 16 subscribers. Awesome.
Yeah. So most of them are friends and family, but
Yeah.
but basically, what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna put the images in the expanded universe channel that I have on that server. So anybody who wants to read along can read along. I'm also gonna like recommend novels or audiobooks you can check out to go in coagulation, so that when you have something to discuss, you're not just discussing that, you're discussing whatever else may pop up. Oh yeah, it connects really well to this book because it mentions this and whatnot.
Hey, is there a comic called General Kenobi? Shadow Vessel mentioned it.
General Kenobi. Not in the expanded universe. If it exists, then it's not in the expanded universe. It's probably a Disney canon or something else.
Yeah.
The only Obi-Wan Kenobi ones that I really like, the ones that might be like there's the Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan comics, and those are, by the way, those are really fun to read. I really liked those. The first one is comical. The second one is a moral lesson, but they're both really good. Yeah, but like if you're talking about stuff that's like about Obi-Wan, the closest thing I can think of, as far as comics, although again this one is more connected to Revenge of the Sith, I would say the 5-issue comic series Obsession.
Okay. Oh yeah, no. It turns out he was responding to Netcat. I didn't know they knew each other.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah. Like I have like stuff on Fett and Mara Jade mostly. Like I have Union and Hand by the Emperor's Hand. Like I want to get.
I love Union, by the way. I know not everybody does because like nothing major importance, but I'm like, it feels nice because it feels like a nice little breath of fresh air, like a fun little adventure of like the main characters when they're just like leisurely, like they don't like there is like the looming worries of what the future of the galaxy might hold, but for the most part it's like it's a happy little story and I don't see any real issue with it.
Yeah, I'm still reading it. Like I've had that thing for years and I'm not even halfway done with it.
I recently read it, and again I love it because I think I just really like his writing. I really like the writing by Michael Stackpole. He's solid in my opinion.
Yeah, I do find it funny that Mara basically says the first time I met Luke, I tried to kill him. She said this at their wedding. That's not that funny.
It's funny because it's true.
Well, I've made the joke before where like if Ben asks like, "Dad, how'd you meet Mom?" and he literally says, "She tried to kill me." It's like, do you have to start it like that? It's a joke, because obviously it's like my own little headcanon idea of like him describing to his son how I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah, it'd be like have y'all seen
How I
Spy
Met Your
Family?
Mother?
It'd be like Vince probably like Note to self: do not piss off mother.
Oh, Keegan left because he said he couldn't hear us. Okay, he's back.
He's probably still having
he's back.
Yeah, every time I leave, it'll make y'all when I come back, and every time I jump back, it makes y'all three go quiet, and then I can't hear you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
I've been scarily quiet. I didn't think we were still having issues.
Yeah.
Nah, it's because I went to sub. I think I went to sub to your channel, dude.
Oh yeah, whenever Keegan goes quiet, something's wrong.
Yeah.
No, it's
Keegan going quiet because something has gone horribly wrong. It's like Keegan with a slash throat. Keegan,
right?
I am indeed.
Have you read? How are their comics? I've never read them.
Depends on the comic, because some of them are just like fun little reads. Other ones are like really good or really bad, depending. Like that. Actually, you know what? With the comics, there's not really a bad one. It's just kind of like good to meh. Although in some people's cases, meh can be bad. Like
I like the games at 2, but when 3 happened, I had mixed feelings to where I was like, what the actual frag?
Well, a lot of people have mixed feelings, and not just because of the ending. There's issues with Mass Effect 3, but like for me, there's nothing really game breaking other than the original ending. After the extended cut, I was fine. But like I can fully understand why somebody would walk away from the series after that.
I didn't walk away from it. I still liked it. It's just Andromeda. Like I didn't even.
Andromeda left a bad taste in your mouth. I've heard this discussion a million times. For me, I really
taste in my mouth. I was just sad we didn't get the DLC for it.
Oh yeah, no, that was disappointing. I remember seeing like comments like every time BioWare would release a video about something, someone at the top comment was like, "Oh my god, we want campaign DLC."
Yeah, or novel DLC or something.
We did get novels, not DLC, but we did get novels. We did get a one thing that connected to the whole missing Corian arc thing. But as far as the comics goes, I think my favorites are either purely when it comes to Mass Effect. I like the first one, Redemption, and then the second volume, Evolution. Invasion is okay. Homeworlds is decent.
Hey, can you answer this question real quick? I used to have an old Star Wars comic that introduced a woman with a lightsaber metal whip. What was her name? I know who he's talking about.
Okay, that's the original Marvel run, and you are thinking of Lumaya.
Oh, that's her. She
was called Shira Bree in the original Marvel run, and then she became basically the Lady Darth Vader type Lumaya. And she was like, it was debated for a long time whether or not the Marvel series was like canon to the expanded universe back in the day. And then when the Legacy of the Force novels came out, and they brought her back as a straight up villain from that story, she wasn't the villain. That honor went to Jason Solo, who became Darth Titus, but she was a villain in that story. And so it kind of canonized the Marvel run, which part of me wishes it didn't, because there are some contradictions in the Marvel run, particularly like there are comic issues that take place after The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke has a lightsaber, and it was established later on that Luke did not get his lightsaber until near not too far, like maybe like a couple months before Return of the Jedi. In which case that was.
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to be technical, or basically, yeah, he didn't get his own true lightsaber till like around Jedi, but technically, even though he was using his dad's saber, that was his first lightsaber.
Like, I don't care. I don't care if I come off as a biased asshole. The most consistent Star Wars canon will always be G canon. Suck all of you assholes. I just want to see a whole crowd of EU fans beat the shit out of me.
Or better, yeah. I felt. Oh, Dan. When you said that, I felt a great disturbance in the force. It felt as if millions of EU fans suddenly cried out in terror.
Now, the reason why I use EU fans for my joke is because generally Disney canon fans don't give a shit about continuity. Often they'll say, "Who cares?" So I can't use them.
Yeah, I get.
No,
I get
no
where you're
shit. But EU fans are like on another. And keep in mind, I've never read any of the EU stuff. I think the closest was those little panels of the Dark Heir to the Dark Empire.
I showed you some of Heir to the Empire and Dark Empire.
Oh,
Yeah, Heir to the Empire and Dark Empire. He showed me a couple comic panels of that, and now really
I see a lot of people, even EU fans, crap on Dark Empire. If you listen to Matt Wilkins though, and I honestly agree with him on this, I love Dark Empire. It's not my favorite, but honestly, I do love what they do.
If you want to do Rise of Skywalker right, Dark Empire. That's why I keep saying that. I don't care if Disney canon fans hate me for it. Dark Empire is Rise of Skywalker done right. It is.
I just want to read the
kind of
in the comic form because
also I will never. You can't change my mind on this. Dark Side Luke Skywalker is way scarier than Darth Vader. He's fucking chilling.
You think? I mean, he's basically the inverse. He's basically Bizarro Luke.
I mean, the way he just chokes the shit out of Han, I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. I'm like,
hold up.
Well, like, it was.
Wait, guys. Shadow Vessel said, "Us disappointed extended universe fans are the ones comforting the new disappointed Disney fans."
Wow.
To be fair, I have tried to do that with Joe from time to time, but because he's had a few disappointments in the current Star Wars canon.
Like so many prequels.
Guys, these comments are great. Keep them coming.
You know what we need now, Zoe? We just need that meme. You know, Joe just feels horrible, and you and I are in the back saying first time.
I would have made a Smosh joke and go, "Welcome to the club, buddy. It hurts, doesn't it?"
Yeah, I would just have the reel of Razor Fist doing the "fuck you, I was right" dance because I'm like, this is to all you people who bitched about George Lucas. This goes out to all of you.
Yeah,
seriously. I don't think. Okay, keep in mind, at the end of the day, it is George Lucas's fucking product. Do I agree with every choice he makes? Fuck no. There are plenty of he made plenty of questionable choices in terms of those damn special editions, which I consider those things an abomination. That should. I remember
I was in this endless Twitter thread debate. We were arguing about George Lucas Star Wars. He's like some asshole Disney canon Star Wars fan was like, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because of you guys. You don't get what you want. It's like they were applying directly to me, saying, "Well, you guys caused this, so technically, you ruined the chances of a George Lucas sequel trilogy." I remember I was like, "I didn't do anything. I was a fan of George Lucas from the fucking beginning. It's not my fault that George Lucas didn't get to make."
Yeah, no, I've seen people generalize like that. Like
I didn't complain.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest hate. Yeah, guys, that's the biggest thing I hate about fandom. About a lot of fandoms and a lot of haters. They tend to generalize everything. Me being a Snyder fan / DC EU fan as a whole, I have to constantly see people talk about the Snyder fandom as a whole, and I'm like, no, they're just a shit ton of bad apples. But plenty of Snyder fans I'm actually friends with are actually pretty damn good, or pretty damn nice people.
I thought it was extremely funny afterwards. I was like, I didn't complain. I liked everything George Lucas from the fucking beginning.
What? Yeah, I complained.
George approved a lot of George approved a lot of the stories I loved growing up. So why in God's name would I ever hate George for that?
No, I don't get why EU fans get so mad at George. Like, George made a Star Wars multiverse canon system so everyone could win, especially the EU fans.
Yeah, he approved some of the best comics I ever saw from Star Wars, like Open Seasons. Again, I consider that the best fat comic out there.
Yeah, George could have just said, you know what? No, these books don't fucking matter. I don't give a shit. I'm just selling them. Fuck you. These don't mean anything. But he didn't.
No, he didn't do that. I agree. Yeah, no, he knew certain stories like. Again, in my opinion, I'm pretty sure there were separate continuities even back then. but for the company, the prime continuity was the expanded universe. But George was like very respectful. He didn't say, oh yeah, none of this is canon to you. Fuck off. Like George, because that's not George Lucas, obviously.
Yeah.
Like obviously, the only things that matter to George, and even to this day still matter to him, are his films because of the message he was trying to convey with them. And I got that message loud and clear.
That message was beautifully profound. But honestly, the thing that makes George Lucas awesome to me, not the only thing, but one of the things is that he literally made a system that works for everyone. He did. And it's like, it just baffles me.
What is it called? The Star Wars multiverse system.
Well, actually, that's what I call it. It's really the canon hierarchy. But yeah, George said that they're parallel
Just call it the fucking multiverse system. Stop dancing around. I was like, God damn it, George. Don't dance around it. It's a multiverse.
Compare that to Netcat's comment here. Compare that to the Disney Story Group. George wasn't the
one. George wasn't the one dancing around at Keegan. The people in Lucasfilm, for some reason, were, and it was kind of dumb too.
No. What I mean was the way George referred it to. He didn't. I don't think you call it the multiverse system, which is in my head canon. That will forever be the official name.
I call it the multiverse canon system because it is. George explained perfectly clear.
Yeah, but he never referred it to as the Star Wars multiverse system. He never that was not something he coined. That was just something you coined.
Yeah, that was something I could. The thing about George is that parallel. The reason why I see it as still counting is because parallel universes are part of the multiverse theory. So at the end of the day, it doesn't change.
Whose phone's ringing?
I don't know.
Sure ain't mine.
Actually, I think it's mine. Hold on.
Oh.
Yep, found the culprit. It's Dan.
Yeah, it is mine.
Damn it, Dan.
And it's gone.
Well, good. They can leave you alone now.
Wait, who had the better multiverse? Who had the better multiverse, Stephen King or George Lucas?
Are we really going to compare King versus Lucas?
I'd say George Lucas because his multiverse is more organized, in my opinion.
Yeah. They both have comics. That's it, which is what we're supposed to talk about. So I'm trying to make this go back to comics a little.
Yeah, let's get it back to comics.
Yeah, but does it have to be just Star Wars comics, or can it just be comics in general?
Yes, it can be comics in general.
Okay, good. Let me throw my
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Oh crap! Keegan got thrown out again.
He's got sound issues. No. Again, to Keegan, if you're still listening, it's like when it comes to comics, like Star Wars is just my. Like, at least with the expanded universe, is just my somewhat expertise on. But that's because I don't really know much about, cape. Like, if I may use the horrid slur word, cape shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hang on.
That's something folks have been
Yeah,
using.
sorry about that, guys. I accidentally hit the leave button.
Yeah, no, the only reason I'm not discussing soups is because I don't really have a lot or have read a lot of superhero stuff.
Well, I'm gonna bring up some DC stuff because that's more or less my field of expertise.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in terms of just comic related anything, I'm more familiar with DC and Marvel than I really am something like Star Wars or shit like that.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, keep in mind, I don't think I've only read very, very few DC comics. I mean, the first comic I read actually straight through, recently was The Killing Joke. But I have read all through of Superman 78, or at least the first issue, and I've now read the first 4 issues of Batman 89. I gotta buy issues 5 and 6 at some point, and then read those, and then I gotta get the next 5 issues of Superman 78 because I really want to read that.
Are those comic adaptations of the films?
No, those are kind of like comic continuations of those particular eras. Of it's basic there because Batman 89 is supposed to be Batman 89 is supposed to be kind of a continuation. It's supposed to continue where Batman Returns kind of left off.
Okay. By the way, Netcat, I actually want to read She-Hulk at some point. Please tell me that's the original run because that's what I want to read.
Jason Byrne. I don't know if that's the original run. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, because I want to read She-Hulk because I like what she sound like. I like what I hear of the original She-Hulk run. She actually sounds like a woman I wouldn't mind having a drink with.
I mean, She-Hulk was always like a kind of comedic character. I mean, hell, she was probably, in terms of Marvel, she was the first fourth wall breaker before Deadpool.
Yeah, she put Deadpool to school there.
Well, I mean, Deadpool came after She-Hulk, and he stole her whole shtick.
Oh, whoa. Are you telling me Deadpool?
Deadpool came afterwards. Deadpool was like the early 90s, and I think She-Hulk was like maybe like in the 80s.
Yeah, it's February 1980, first appearance, The Savage She-Hulk 1.
Oh, no, I did.
Yeah. She-Hulk appeared. She-Hulk came first. Deadpool came afterwards.
Yeah,
And Deadpool was always meant to be like a joke character. He was meant to be like he wasn't meant to be like it's not like She-Hulk where she was actually supposed to be a legitimate character. Deadpool was just always supposed to be kind of a joke character.
Oh yeah, the joke was Deadpool's like ripped off so much stuff. So like him.
He's a ripoff of Deathstroke, like Spider-Man, and I think maybe Snake Eyes. That's what I want to read. I want to read the John Byrne run of the Man of Steel John Byrne run. That's what I want to read at some point. Because I'm pretty sure the death of Superman. I mean, I'm pretty sure the death of Superman story arc, and later on, I think that was supposed to be the tail around the end of the John Byrne run. Because by that point, because I love that. I actually like the story behind it where basically they were just kind of sales were getting low and the writers decided, let's just kill them off and show the world what it would be like. It'll show people what the world would be like if Superman died. And it got so much coverage. Like you don't typically get news coverage of a character when a comic book character dies. The only other time this type of thing happened was Godzilla versus Destroyer, where Godzilla died. Like that also got news coverage, even in America.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, when Godzilla died, it was heard around the world. Because keep in mind, Godzilla was running for a long time, even though it had a couple hiatuses in between.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So let me get this straight: the world stopped because Superman and Godzilla died.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was two separate occasions, but yeah, that's how it worked back then. Because keep in mind,
to be fair, the world also kind of stopped when Lucille Ball died in the 80s. But you know,
who's Lucille Ball?
Oh my God, I love Lucy.
Really?
There you go. You know.
Yeah, she helmed I Love Lucy. She's the reason her actual real life husband, got the job as playing her husband in the show.
Ricky Ricardo.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm uncultured when it comes to most TV shows and movies. I'm more of a geek stuff. That's not geek stuff as far as I know.
You'd
be surprised at how many Lucille Ball fans there are.
You clearly don't know Lucille Ball because without her, Star Trek wouldn't exist.
The world would have been better off with that. I'm not going to lie. That's my opinion.
Well, then we wouldn't have but then Leonard Nimoy probably most likely would never have voiced Galvatron, so be careful what you wish for.
Oh, damn it, you're right. That's a fair point.
Because I'm pretty sure that show made Leonard Nimoy famous.
It really did.
Oh, right, the guy who played Spock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so careful what you wish for. And we wouldn't have had William Shatner acting like a buffoon.
Hold up. Are you going to really trash talk the Shatner man?
Shatner is an overactor, but in the best ways possible. But just because he's a great overactor doesn't mean he's not. Just because it's good overacting doesn't mean it's not overacting at the end of the day. He's a really over-the-top actor.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny.
It is funny. That's what I said. Like, I'm like, and if it wasn't for Star Trek, we wouldn't have had like Shatner acting like a moron, acting like a buffoon, because he's super over the top.
Well, this made me feel sad.
Shadow Vessel is just like, God, you guys are making me feel old. My mom tells me she took me to Star Wars as a baby.
Like,
Well, if it makes you any better, if it makes you any better, I think the very first movie I ever watched in the theater was Superman Returns, and I loved it. And I barely remember that theater experience.
Yeah, I actually remember making a Red Letter Media.
This is funny. Nicolas Cage is the new William Shatner. I have to agree. Oh, speaking of Shatner, Shadow Vessel, have you actually seen Willy's Wonderland? One of the most recent movies he did. It's fucking great.
Oh boy!
I saw clips of that. I never actually.
You need to watch the movie. You really need to watch the movie. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
basically Nicolas Cage killing.
Like seeing him in Ghost Rider is funny sometimes.
Yeah, when he's like, I do like the scene in the jail cell where he's like, where the fucking holding cell, which it's not even a holding cell, it's just a giant ass cage at that point.
Oh, yeah,
no, you gotta get me out here. I'm gonna kill these people.
Yeah. And then the guy like, looks like somebody's tripping out. You may be a big shot out there, Blaze, but in here you're nothing but a monkey in a cage. It's like, what the fuck is that accent?
I don't know. Was he in the South?
That's deep.
Yeah, he's supposed to be Southern. Every actor, like every character in that's supposed to be like Southern, but there's no real indication of where the movie takes place. Yeah. Oh, expecting a different ending? Well, like, what was the ending you expected?
I remember it just out of the blue killed his best friend too.
You're talking about what was it, Mac?
Mac, yeah.
Oh, that was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that should have been more obvious than Steve Burnside dying.
Well, it wasn't obvious though. Like, that's the thing, because we didn't see much of him, so we can't really get an idea if he's gonna die or not.
Yeah, but he's like the friend of the protagonist. The protagonist has to suffer in the story, so it's like, again, like Steve Burnside dying.
Oh well, I mean, tell that to Pete Ross in Smallville. All he did was just leave.
Who's Pete Ross? Oh wait,
oh my.
Letterman.
Yeah, I was about to say, motherfucker.
No, I don't know, but I don't want you to yell at me.
I don't know who Pete Ross is, but that's just because I'm not huge superhero fan.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of these two. I promise. I swear.
I used to watch Smallville, and I don't remember Pete Ross.
Pete Ross was literally it was basically Clark's black friend for the first 3 seasons.
Oh, that kid. Okay, I do remember him.
But he was white in the original comics, which is fucking hilarious when you grow up with Smallville and then realize that Pete was white in the comics. I was like, honestly, I honestly didn't mind the race change. Honestly, I actually preferred Pete as a character more in Smallville.
You know, I'll let that one go on the grounds of this was probably in a time when blackwashing wasn't insufferable. So I would say it would be.
Well, not just that, but it wasn't really that. There was no such thing as blackwashing. It was just more or less, let's get an actor who fits the part.
That's a different choice. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different choice. I mean, it's not necessarily what I would have went with, but hey, as long as the guy's good, and Sam Jones III was really great.
Back then, though, you probably did have a couple of the message board people that were just like out of the blue. Why would they turn you black?
I hate that shit. That's the biggest thing. And a buddy of mine, also here's ironic. This guy is a brother who's also a comic geek. He actually does not like the idea of like Jeffrey Wright. He did not like the idea of Jeffrey Wright playing Gordon just on the sheer grounds that he was a black guy and Gordon was white in the comics. I'm like, I don't think I don't think skin color matters. I think it matters that the actor fits the role.
I was annoyed that it was a redhead getting blackwashed. I didn't care if he was black. I was just like going along with the joke.
No, but a buddy of mine, his name's Graphics. He's a buddy of mine on Twitter, who I haven't talked to in God knows how long.
Yeah,
I remember Graphics.
Yeah, his ass was like one of those old school gatekeepers who wants everything to be just like the comics all the time. Like, doesn't want any form of variation. I'm like, no, it's a movie. If you want the comic, you can make an animated movie. Certain things in the comics are just not going to are just by default just are not going to translate in live action.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Kit.
Especially back in like the early 2000s when Smallville was going, like you can't really have like big CG monsters like Doomsday because it would look awful.
Well, no, you can do that nowadays, just not in a TV show. I mean, unless you have a big enough budget. And I like what they did with Doomsday and Smallville, where they again made him a guy in a suit and like makeup, but the way they went about, but he still looks comic accurate. Like they managed to make because you would think with makeup they couldn't make him too comic accurate because of the limitations, but no. Doomsday in Smallville looks more accurate to the comics than he did in fucking Batman v Superman, where he was just like giant CGI gray Hulk with some minor bone protrusions.
Who was Doomsday in Smallville? Just so I know.
The guy
Davis Bloom.
Davis who?
Davis Bloom. Sam Witwer.
Yeah, the guy who played Starkiller.
Oh, okay. Sam Witwer. Okay. I thought that was him.
Yeah, it was him. That was the first time I ever saw Sam Witwer, or at least knew who the hell he was.
I stumbled across like a random episode of Smallville and saw him in the cast. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Yeah, Adam Knight was in season 3, and oh yeah, that's right, Adam. That would have been awesome. Yeah, I knew about that. I knew Adam Knight was actually supposed to be Batman, Bruce Wayne, but I guess they changed. Because of rights for some stupid reason, they couldn't bring Bruce Wayne. I mean, hell, originally Smallville was actually pitched. Was originally supposed before they did Smallville, there was actually supposed to be a Bruce Wayne TV series. Like it was basically the same premise Smallville ended up taking, but instead of Clark Kent, it was Batman. But they couldn't but because of rights things, they couldn't do it, so they had to make it Superman.
All right, speaking of Batman, who's the better ex-Robin for y'all, Red Hood or Nightwing? I'm kind of curious.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the only version of Nightwing I've seen in movie-wise was Chris O'Donnell, and
Oh yeah, the less you say, the better.
No, he's good. He's good in when he's not being whiny. The reason why I say he kind of comes off as whiny is because Chris O'Donnell was 25 years old, supposedly playing like a character that was 10 years younger in Batman Forever. He's actually better off. I mean, I like him a lot better when he's not. I say he fits the. Chris O'Donnell's a good choice. Don't get me wrong. It's just for Dick Grayson Robin, I just kind of wish that they aged the character up a little bit more, made him like 18 or something, or about to be or 17, about to turn 18. Because I could buy that at least.
Oh, yeah.
I could buy Chris O'Donnell playing like a kind of 17-year-old about to turn 18 kind of character, where he's about to become an adult, not necessarily a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I prefer him in NCIS Los Angeles. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, he's great. He's great in that. Along with I love him in that. He's fucking awesome in that.
What about you, Nazo?
Wait, which one are we talking about? Sorry, I was looking at Davis Bloom right now.
I was asking, do you prefer Nightwing or Red Hood? I'm kind of curious what your preference is.
For alternate Robin personas?
Yeah.
I say the one that's more respectful to the Batman legacy and name, Nightwing, probably.
I'm more of a Red Hood guy, but that should be obvious by now.
Red Hood is what I would call the crazy gun-toting vigilante version.
He's basically the Batman equivalent of the Punisher.
Hey guys,
the way I would view it is he would probably get along really well with the Thomas Wayne Batman.
Oh yeah.
It'd be two peas in a pod.
Oh yeah, no, he should have stayed in that universe. He would have fit in right there. Him and Frank Castle would probably get along real well. I think I talked to Dan about this once. He said if the Punisher and Red Hood were torturing someone, he's like, okay, I need this guy alive for 10 seconds. Okay, but I'm gonna kill him afterwards. Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah. That definitely I don't know who in that scenario was supposed to say, okay, I can live with that. Probably Red Hood.
Who's the good cop, bad cop in that scenario? You have Frank Castle and you have Jason Todd. Who do you have to play the good cop?
I would probably say Frank Castle would be more or less the good cop, because Red Hood is way younger, so he's less experienced compared to Punisher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Red Hood, Shadow Vessel just said Red Hood in the Under the Red Hood animated movie. is what is what Shadow Vessel prefers. Is I guess the person said it helped that Jensen Ackles voiced it. I'm like,
I wish you would play an older Red Hood. I'm not gonna lie.
I would I would, and you know who I would get to play like an older Nightwing? Jared Padalecki. And you know who I would get to play an older Batman? Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like have the supernatural father-son thing back.
Yeah. And then they drive in the Batmobile like it's the goddamn Impala. I just want to see a proper fucking reunion with these three.
Exactly.
It does suck we didn't see Mary or John in the finale, though. That does kind of suck.
Yeah, I just tend to like Red Hood because he strikes me as a guy who's like trying to find his place in the world, and I kind of sympathize with that.
Yeah, basically gives me kind of Jango Fett vibes. I'm just a simple man trying to make his way in the galaxy or so, whatever the hell he said.
Yeah, he used to be a mercenary. Like he fought Deathstroke as a mercenary at one point.
Fucking Deathstroke, man.
Yeah, and
okay, I will ask this. Speaking of Smallville, how did everybody like? This goes to the people in the comments. This goes to the people watching this too. How did you guys feel about How did you guys feel about Deathstroke's portrayal in Smallville?
No comment. I have no comment.
Nathan has no comment. Nazo, Dan, what about you two?
Right.
Nazo?
Stirring.
They're not even saying anything. Also, Shadow Vessel just also put Supernatural Supernatural reunion and then rock on. I kind of figured Netcat. I kind of figured you haven't seen it, Netcat, but damn it, you need to watch it. It's a good show. Keep in mind, keep in mind, it's a TV show from the 2000s, so it's pretty much it's basically Superman meets Dawson's Creek. You might want to get used to that.
Oh God, that's kind of like what was it?
Oh, Nazo's having headset issues. Okay, well, what's Dan's excuse?
Don't know. Oh, there's a new comment.
Deathstroke was in Smallville, but he looks very unrecognizable. He's basically an older man, and they don't call him Deathstroke. He's just Slade Wilson in that.
Yeah, they have him like an army general, right?
Yeah, they have him. Basically, it's an evil Sam Lane. This is what I like to call him.
Yeah, he was.
Speaking of Sam Lane, how did you guys feel about Sam Lane in Smallville, played by Michael Ironside of all people?
Michael Ironside. Is that the guy who was in
Total Recall? Yeah, he was in Total Recall as Richter.
I was gonna say Death Wish with a Vengeance.
I have never heard of that.
Or not Death Wish. Die Hard with a Vengeance.
He might have been.
I didn't know he was in Smallville. I liked him in that one because he was like, there's a difference between not liking one's brother and not giving a shit when some flat-foot Irishman throws him out of a building. It was just funny to see that. Like, his interaction with Bruce Wilson in that movie was funny. It was like, how do I put this? Like, he's just messing with people constantly. Like, the whole time he had John McClane walk down hall and want a sign that says, "I hate the N-word."
Oh, that wasn't Michael Ironside. That was Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, Shadow Vessel corrected me also. Yeah, sorry. I got him mixed up.
Michael Ironside was Richter in Total Recall. Don't tell me you haven't seen Total Recall. Everybody's seen that movie. Schwarzenegger movie from the 90s.
No comment.
God damn it. Paul Verhoeven.
Again, no comment.
God damn. I'm gonna force you to watch every goddamn Schwarzenegger movies. That way when I say it that way you'll know them by name.
Yeah, he's gonna force me to watch movies Clockwork Orange work style, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hello?
Yo. We can hear you now, bro.
Okay, yeah, no, I was having headset issues. That's why I'm like, can you guys actually hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, Netcat Media said, watch it.
Which Total Recall, the original or the?
Yes, the Schwarzenegger movie, not the reboot that came out in
You know what's funny about the
2012, which is also pretty good.
You know what's funny about the reboot? Someone made a Mass Effect edition with the audio from that movie.
Yeah, I will say this: I did like the Colin Farrell movie. It's actually pretty good in its own way.
Nice.
Like I even like in my opinion, I don't know who to choose between, like who plays who's the best version of Cohagen. I mean, Ronnie Cox is good as that over the top '80s villain version, but I don't know. I think I prefer Bryan Cranston's Cohagen. He's much more reserved and he's not as over the top. He's basically he's basically I don't know. I just prefer Bryan Cranston.
Oh yeah, the guy from what's that show called? Breaking
Bad. Breaking Bad.
Yeah, not just Breaking Bad. He's also Hal and Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, I wanted to make a joke going. Yeah, the guy from Malcolm in the Middle.
No, because like most people know him as like most people know him as Walter White. At least most modern people. Hardly anybody remembers Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
Isn't that where fucking Cranston got his start?
Probably.
No, actually, Cranston actually got his start at Saban.
Yeah, I remember that. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He was in fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, Every Other Monster.
Yeah, Every Other Monster. He was. Oh yeah. So that explains why Cranston was Zordon in the fucking Power Rangers movie in 2017. I was like, that just makes it even more awesome. That just makes Cranston being in it even more awesome. That he was.
Yeah. No, it does.
Yeah, I can't watch Power Rangers now just because I'm like, this is too cringy for me to watch now for some reason.
Watch the movie. Just watch the movie, dude. Just watch the 2017
the modern movie or the. You talking about the modern movie?
I'm talking the one with Bryan Cranston.
I prefer I haven't seen the modern one, but purely because
it's pretty good. I mean, keep in mind it's very much in the era of trying to make him a little grounded, but it actually does it pretty well. The cast is fucking great. Like there are some fun, and keep in mind there are still some Power Ranger-y moments in the show. Like, guess they do have the Zeo crystal, but guess where it's hidden under? It's hidden under a goddamn Krispy Kreme, and I'm like, yeah, that's something they would have pulled back in the '90s. Like,
people about Malcolm in the Middle. Someone once posted a thing where he said a friend of his was wanting to play Mass Effect. You know, his response was he posted a clip of Hal going, "Son, if you go down this path."
That was probably me.
Yeah, it might have been you. It might have been. I found that funny because I'm like, it's been a while since I thought of Mass Effect.
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
Yeah. Speaking of like sitcoms, who here has watched the fucking ABC show Dinosaurs?
Never heard of it.
Oh my god, it's a fucking Disney series from the '90s.
It's been years since I see it.
The fucking show that the Jim Henson Company did. Jim Henson, the last thing Jim Henson ever worked on before he died.
Yeah, I remember that, but only vaguely.
Oh my god! I don't know. It's on Disney Plus, but they did take one episode off. I think it's called the Happy. I think it was called the something. It was called something Leaf. I don't know.
I thought it was like the last episode because it implies they all died in the big freeze.
No, they kind of have to keep that there. You would think Dinosaur. You would think because considering Disney kind of funded, produced that show. I mean, it wasn't on the Disney Channel, but it was on like ABC or something. But you would think with that show they wouldn't touch it in terms of altering it.
Yeah, speaking of stuff with comics and TV shows, what would y'all say was the best comic TV show?
Smallville.
Kind of figured.
Like, no, because that one, because if it won't, because I can't say what the best one is, because the best one is usually the one that originated it, or is the one that brought it to life.
I prefer Krypton, I'm not going to lie, just because it gave us a live-action Lobo.
I mean, Krypton's, I haven't watched Krypton, so I can't really make I can't really make have an opinion on that.
Yeah,
I will say this: I do like the look. I do like the look of Brainiac in that show, and the look of Doomsday. I will say this: I do hate that they make Doomsday bald, though.
I like.
Give him his fucking hair for crying out loud.
Yeah, I prefer Constantine and Krypton. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Constantine was short-lived, so.
Yeah, but that's because the studio didn't know what the fuck they were doing. That's my assumption.
Honestly, I would have just made Constantine and I would have made Constantine and the Lucifer show technically canon to one another. Then you could have had Matt Ryan pop up every now and then.
Yeah, like it's funny that the devil hates Constantine for some reason.
I mean, keep in mind the feeling's fucking mutual.
Yeah, and plus it's Constantine. He doesn't take much imagination to figure out what he's hated. And I like Constantine for the record.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I mean, I think it's because Constantine and Lucifer are too much alike. So basically, that's probably why. Because the people who are the most alike are the ones that go each other's throats the most.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Nazo?
I said, and they haven't ended up dating?
Oh God!
Oh God, that would be hell.
Literally.
Yeah.
Nathan just like, oh man, that would be hell, and I just go, literally.
Yeah, no, like, you know what's sad about the Constantine show? I kind of wish Zatanna had shown up in it because I actually like the dynamic between those two after New 52, where it's like a love.
I will say that there are a couple things I hate about the New 52. Number one, Superman's outfit and characterization. Get rid of them. Bring back the goddamn trunks. They're just too fucking classic.
Yeah, they made him into
what's his characterization?
They made him they made Superman an asshole in the New 52. They made him too.
Oh, so
they made him essentially. They basically just made him Hal Jordan if he were a Kryptonian.
So the animated films then.
Well, no, the New 52 as a whole.
Well, I'm just saying. Like, okay, yeah.
Because keep in mind, because Superman, even pre New 52 animated stuff, he wasn't basically Hal Jordan in a Superman costume with Kryptonian abilities.
Yeah,
that didn't happen until New 52.
Yeah, I kind of wish there was a Lobo show now. That would be funny.
That would be funny. Lobo is.
I wonder if Lobo can break the fourth wall.
I'm surprised he hasn't.
That would be funny.
Yeah, he just looks at the damn camera and just goes, "You assholes really enjoy this shit, don't you?"
Yeah, like I liked him in the last Zarni, and that was actually a good.
You know what's hilarious? I guess apparently, I mean, Dan will definitely clarify for me, but apparently the Joker can break the fourth wall. He's just that crazy. He's just so crazy that he knows that he's a fictional character. That's probably why he doesn't care about anything he does.
I've heard that theory before. There's
no, it isn't a theory. He's done it before. Like, that's not a theory. That's a fact. Like, he's done it before. Like, he's broken the fourth wall in comics before.
Yeah, I'm looking at Lobo and I'm like, this guy's like a biker bounty hunter in space. I love it. It's weird. It makes no sense, but I love it.
He's the king of all edgelords. He's space dog the bounty.
Yeah, I will say this. I kind of wish that they made There's somebody's trying to.
Why am I hearing myself?
Oh, my mom's trying to call me on Messenger.
God damn.
Call.
Sorry for any background noise. My brother is watching SpongeBob.
I'm just gonna make it where she has to come in here.
That's fine.
But yeah, I kind of wish that they had brought Nuclear Man in the comics from Superman 4, but made him a legitimate villain, like instead of a joke villain. Seriously, that character had so much potential, and they fucked him over. Like, Jesus Christ, I'll never see that character done justice.
Yeah,
here's an idea.
Yeah, I especially brought Lobo into like the Supergirl show because they referenced him, and I'm like, that would be funny to see Supergirl fight him.
Here's an idea that the writers didn't consider, and it was there. Why make Nuclear Man when you could literally just make Bizarro?
Because Nuclear Man, in my opinion, I think it's because they. If we're talking Superman 4, they didn't have. They most likely it was a rights thing.
Oh no! If I was to use Bizarro in anything, it would be a Red Hood story. Like have him and Artemis work together with Red Hood. That would be my TV show. Huh.
Wasn't Artemis that girl Archer one?
No, Artemis in the comics is a redhead exiled Amazon. Like she's from what's known as the Bana Migdal, I think. It's basically a group of Amazonians who broke away from Themyscira to do their own thing. And Artemis.
I mean, again, Nazo. I mean, what were you referring to when you were bringing up Nuclear Man? Like, kind of in response to what I said.
I'm like, why didn't you just use Bizarro?
Again, probably because they didn't have the rights, and they didn't want to do the whole. Keep in mind, Nuclear Man was also Christopher Reeve, but they didn't want it. But they obviously didn't. But they had already did the expensive split screen technology for 3, so they didn't want to do that again. So they made Nuclear Man a completely different character, which I like. They decided to try and do their own thing. And I actually think Nuclear Man is just a cooler look, in my opinion, just looks cooler. Despite him being clearly an 80s villain. But I actually like I don't know, he just looks aesthetically pleasing. I just like the look of the suit, honestly. No joke. I kind of want that fucking costume. I kind of want that fucking suit. I was like, it does suck that they never made action figures of this character. Like, ever. Like, there's always all these people who are making custom action figures, but nobody actually made a real action figure. Like, motherfucker, McFarlane Toys needs to get on that shit.
You're talking about for Nuclear Man?
Yeah, for Nuclear Man from Superman 4, because I've always wanted it, because ever since I saw the movie, I'm like, I need a fucking toy of this guy.
They're never going to do it, because then they would have to acknowledge that Superman 4 had any good merits whatsoever.
But even though it did have good merit, like Nuclear Man was had so much potential as a villain, and they could have made him legitimately scary. Because when he's not saying anything or roaring like a moron, just looking at Mark Millar's just facial expressions, he definitely has an intimidating look to him. I mean, hell, I kind of wish I didn't dub him over with Hackman though, because that was beyond.
Keegan, when you said they need to make that a toy, I was thinking, you know what? You know what's almost as sad as that? The fact that the Yiddish of the Ring is never going to get made. Also, those are both sad things.
But I'm more referring to I'm surprised nobody ever made action figures of that character.
What?
Like not even fucking McFarlane Toys. And McFarlane Toys always makes action figures out of the most obscure fucking things too.
Yeah, but do you have a theory why they didn't?
Probably because they didn't think there wasn't demand for it, I guess.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's weird. Like, what does this Atom Man do again?
You mean Nuclear Man?
Sorry, Nuclear Man. Sorry to brain fart. What is Nuclear Man?
Basically, I mean, here's an ability. Well, I don't know exactly because they don't really give us much ability, but he can make people levitate. There's a moment in the movie where Nuclear Man actually looks at Lenny Luthor, played by John Cryer of all fucking people, doing the stupidest voice I've ever heard John Cryer ever make. But he basically kind of raises his arm and shoots this blast of bright blue light at him, and it causes him to levitate and rotate in the air like fucking crazy. Like he pretty much essentially Nuclear Man fucks with him. It's mainly because Lenny insulted him. He's like, "Yeah, you're just an experiment, freako." He's just like, "Mother, you son of a."
Wasn't John Cryer Luthor's henchman
nephew
in that movie?
No, he was Lex's nephew. Hence why I said Lenny Luthor because.
Oh, Lenny Luthor. Okay.
Is that the one where Lex Luthor says he was going to take out San Francisco?
No. No, that you're thinking Otis, the fat dude from the first 2 movies.
Yeah, isn't that the one where it's Kevin Spacey's going wrong?
No, Kevin. No, that was Superman Returns, and Otis is nowhere to be found.
Okay, never mind then.
Because he didn't have just one henchman; he had a shit ton of them that time. Because a lot of people say that the whole opening makes no goddamn sense. Like, oh, why did Superman leave Earth for 5 years? Like, why did he willingly do that and knowingly do that? He didn't. There's a deleted opening scene that makes the movie that actually makes the movie make a whole lot more sense. And honestly, that was Luthor's plan. Because long story short, Luthor. Like, I'm gonna give you the Cliff Notes version. Luthor basically faked a report. Like, fake the signal coming from a Krypton where Krypton might have been. So Superman, basically in turn causing Superman to leave Earth to check it out, to see if there's a distress signal, because Luthor fakes it somehow. But when Superman actually gets there, Krypton is in ruins and it's covered in kryptonite. So the whole point was to get Superman killed. But Superman was literally about to make a fucking hard U-turn, but his ship got knocked off course and therefore knocking him out. So he's been unconscious for 5. So in turn, making him essentially leaving him stranded for 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and want to know why Luthor did that? Because Luthor's trial, court date was coming up, and Superman had to be there as a witness. But because Superman was stranded in space for 5 years, he couldn't show up. So that was basically Luthor's kind of way of busting out of jail.
Wow.
But in the movie, it's kind of written off that the old woman that we see, that's played by Noelle Neal in that, rest in peace, actually helped bust him out. I'm like, no, I think the original idea makes more sense and feels more like something Luthor would do. Even though Luthor would have also would have tricked a person to helping him out, only to stab him in the back. So both ways. So basically, both versions is it's still something Luthor would have pulled, knowing him.
Yeah, Luthor, you gotta give it credit. Kevin Spacey was a lot of things, but he knew how to play an asshole really well.
Oh yeah, Kevin saw me watch him in Fred Claus. Oh God, do you want to punch him in the face? It's kind of like Gary Shandling in Iron Man 2. He's just got that kind of face. He's just that kind of person you just want to beat. He's just got that. He has that face that you just want to punch so hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like Mel Gibson. Like, he does an asshole really well.
Oh, in Expendables 3, he's really great at playing a dick.
Yeah, I do agree with you partially. He should play more villains. Although
he should, because he's damn good at it.
Some actors just have that, and I know he kind of got typecast like this, but Giancarlo Esposito.
I honestly, even though Giancarlo Esposito wants to play a hero, I don't think he minds being typecast as a villain, because he knows he can play it pretty damn well.
At most roles I've seen him in, at least as far as playing the villain, I've been genuinely impressed. I've
said it before and I'll say it again. If an actor is so good, if you play a part so well, a person's a great fucking actor if they play a part so well to the point where if they play a character you're supposed to hate so well that the fans actually end up hating the actor. The kid who played Joffrey in Game of Thrones. That's how you know that the actor was damn good, because people started hating him because of the character was such an evil bastard.
Yeah, same thing happened with Ramsey Bolton's actor, Rion something. He got some shit thrown at him, too.
But I'm pretty sure... see, that's what I would do. I would play a character so evil. If I played an evil character, I'd play him so bad. I would make him so evil that people start hating me.
Yeah,
that's a sign of a good one. I know he's trying to petition for the role of Professor X.
Oh, he would be great. I could see him either playing a damn good Charles Xavier or a fucking or a great Magneto or a fucking scary Doctor Doom.
That was actually going to be my recommendation. If you're going to do race swap and villain type thing, I would very much like to see Giancarlo Esposito as Doctor Doom. I think he would actually add gravitas to the role.
Because the last two actors to play Doctor Doom sucked.
Yeah, I just find it fun when you find an actor who's really good at being a villain. Like, did y'all see the Tales of the Crypt movie?
Which one? Demon Knight with Billy Zane?
Yeah, like I saw.
Oh yeah, he's
Short answer,
fucking
no.
great. A fucking hold down mountain. What the fuck? Whatever the fuck he said, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I love that part. That's funny.
Oh yeah, he's just like, enough of this cowboy shit. I fucking hold up. Well, they're motherfuckers. It's like it was like Billy Zane is the mask. He just turned into the fucking mask right there. Just
Yeah,
without the goddamn.
Like, this guy,
Oh man, Billy Zane. I think, in my opinion, Billy Zane would have been a better Dory. Whatever his name was, Dorian Tyrell. I think I don't. Yeah, whoever played Dorian in the Mask movie, the fucking Cillian Murphy looking motherfucker. Like, I still think that I think I would have preferred Billy Zane. It's that way he could have just been he could probably match Carrie's over the topness.
yeah, like I've never seen anything.
The only person I can think of that can match Carrie's buffoonery is Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, I've never seen him in anything else. But I'm like, this guy had to be having a blast playing that role because that's what.
The collector. Oh man, he's great. It's also, I think, and you know what? Demon Knight's actually the first William Sadler movie that I actually watched.
William Sadler.
Mm-hmm. Death. The Grim Reaper from Bill and Ted.
I haven't seen Bill and Ted yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. I just know William Sadler. I just know William Sadler. William Sadler.
You got to see Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted is rad, man.
I've seen both. I haven't seen the third one yet.
Dan,
I've seen the first two.
No, Dan. Bill and Ted's not rad. It's excellent. See, that's the only time, in my opinion, where I actually believe Keanu Reeves as a character, as an actor, because he can definitely play that kind of sort of stoner like kind of character. I mean, I know he's not a stoner, but he acts like one in those movies.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, how long do you want this to go for? Do you want to go 2 hours or 3 hours?
I'm kind of multitasking with cooking and everything, so as long as you want, I guess.
Okay, we'll do it for 2 hours. Well, yeah, 2 hours should be fine. That way I've done 5 hours of these.
Yeah.
All right.
I do like that whole thing in like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. It's like, whoa, who are you? Ted, that's the Grim Reaper, dude. And then like Ted just looks at me and goes, well, how's it hanging, Dad? I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's just how you is that really how you just greet the Grim Reaper? It's just like, how's it hanging, Dad? I'm like, what the fuck? Is that how you react to seeing the Grim Reaper? God, these guys are stoned off their asses.
They melt into me.
It's either that or piss yourself, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I love how Death is just looking bored out of his mind. Like, is he dead? Well, I mean, he is deaf, so technically he is.
Yeah, it's better than how he looks in the Christmas Carol.
Oh, oh wait, which one are you referring to?
What's that animated one where the children grow into adults and nearly attack Ebenezer Scrooge?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen. It's been a while since I've seen the Christmas Carol, but did anybody like the one with the Jim Carrey version? I never actually.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite adaptations. My personal favorite adaptation is the George C. Scott movie. That clears all of them.
I don't know if I saw that one. I just remember there was this one animated one that scared the shit out of me. Like it scared
me. That might be a fever dream for you because I don't.
Oh no, it shocked me. It really shocked. Like I went back to watch a clip of it recently. It still shocked me.
You might want to go back to said clip and then just send it to us.
Okay. Let's see if I can find it. I'll send you a link.
What are you actually gonna do?
Christmas.
I keep finding a scene for it, but it's like apparently there's like this scene of There's like this old Mark Twain movie, or this old cartoon film that's based off of a Mark Twain story, and it's like kind of claymation, kind of not. It's been a while, but like apparently they encounter the devil in that one. It's both like masculine and feminine. It's fucking weird.
Okay, Keegan, check your Twitter. I just sent. I added.
Well, I mean, I can't leave this. I can't exit out of the stream to check my Twitter. I'm gonna have to do it. I'll do it whenever the stream ends.
All right, hang on. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay, because I'm on YouTube now. Hopefully this doesn't fuck it up. Copy. Private chat.
I can't get that fucking moment out of my head where Billy Zane's just spazzing like a moron.
There, it's in the private chat. But yeah, that one creeped me out. Like, I love the fact that Ebenezer Scrooge told someone, "Well, are there no prisons still open or workhouses?" And then these two kids grow into adults and scare the shit out of him and repeat those lines.
Oh! You're talking about from the fucking. Oh, you're talking about the Jim Carrey one then.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about what? Yeah, you're talking about the Jim Carrey movie. You're talking about what was it? Ignorance and Want.
Yeah.
That was the Jim Carrey movie because that was was it like CGI was it CG animated because of that. Yeah, you're talking about the Jim Carrey one where it was a little bit more surreal, like Burton-esque kind of.
Yeah, I don't like him, but Jim Carrey does acting very well. I do not like him, but I will give him his due.
Honestly, he seems like the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah, my problem with him is he just occasionally says something that has me going, is this...
He says something like he means well, but there's times where he says something completely out like in a way that kind of comes off as arrogant. He doesn't know how to like. It's more or less his tone of voice sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like me. He says one thing, but it comes out another way, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can sympathize with them, but yeah, I don't like him. But well, I'm now indifferent to him. But I like his acting. Like he's a very good actor.
Oh yeah, I mean, he and also Jim Carrey's also great at playing an asshole as well. I mean, look at Ace Ventura. That guy's a dick.
I haven't seen. Well, I think I've seen clips of that movie. Is that the
I
one
love
with the guy
Ace
gets
Ventura.
stabbed?
My favorite part in Ace Ventura where he's over the shark, the giant ass water tank, and he thinks the damn dolphins and they're a fucking shark, a fucking great white.
Yeah, but isn't that the one where he gets speared in the leg? Like he says, "Manu, throw me a spear." Okay.
No, that was the sequel. That was When Nature Calls.
Yeah, that one was funny. That was funny when I saw that. He's like, ah!
He's screaming at each fucking injury. And he's got that stupid guy. As if Ace's hairstyle wasn't stupid enough already. He gets his hair turned into fucking Wolverine forms. I'm like, are you
nobody miss?
Yeah. I wish
I love that. I love that first movie though. I just like excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Right, forget it, Ace. If I know it catches me talking to you or your ass, I'm pissed.
Yeah, you know what I would like to see Ace Ventura in now? Fallout, because it has spears and it has guns. It'd be funny to see him get speared in that.
Yeah, somebody needs to make a Fallout movie just to edit Ace Ventura into it, just for that sheer purpose. Just for the sheer. Someone needs to make a Fallout movie, live action Fallout movie, just to insert Ace Ventura into it, like edit him into it.
Yeah, I think they what was it? I think they're making a TV show, but I do not have hopes for it.
Hey, Brian versus the World. I hope I pronounced the name right.
Dan's been very quiet.
Yeah, that's new for him. It's like him and Keegan going quiet is a sign of trouble. Hello? Human. Huh.
Paging Mr. Herman, Mr. Pee Wee Herman. I had to, bro. I had to. Like, that was just too, it was just too, like.
I could have said, paging Dr. Bundle of Sticks, Dr. Bundle of Sticks. Hey,
What's wrong
I'm
with the
alive.
actual
I have to
word?
be
Yeah.
careful with
Oh yeah,
YouTube.
Brian versus the world is close enough.
That's oh wait, that's at the beginning. I thought that was closer. Oh yeah, Brian versus the world, close enough. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, like
I
on
said
YouTube, I have to
Brian
be careful
on,
with
but
what
I
I
was
say.
like because apparently there's no A in it.
Yeah. Somehow I got 3 people to watch this stream. That's the most I've ever got anyone to watch a stream so far. Then again, I've only done 2.
That's progress.
Yeah,
Progress.
that's progress, right?
Yeah, that's progress, right?
I've appeared on more than a few of Net's streams before, so
I haven't been on any of them at all, though. I think
yeah. Well, you
I think
definitely
Death
talked to
Envoy, or no, Death by Saber. A buddy of mine and Dan's named Death by Saber actually was doing stuff like this before, but it'd be like it would be like 8 o'clock at night, and I did not know how the fuck it worked, so I just kind of left.
Oh, by the way, Kat, I'm glad you're still here. Unfortunately, I would not know because the view count does not seem to be accurate because there should be 1 or 2 people showing, but it's only showing 1.
Yeah, Net seems to imply he's still here.
Yeah.
Is there a way for the comments to actually flash up on the screen? Because I'm kind of getting sick of hitting the chat button.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, keep those go. Keep the the comment things where they can pop up like clockwork. That way, I don't have to constantly tap the thing.
Well, part of what makes it so engaging is that we bother to read the chat thing and then respond. That's actually what gets people to Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
Yeah,
Still here.
I'm just getting kind of sick of hitting the actual chat button. I kind of want to see the comments kind of fly up. That way, I don't have to constantly push the damn button just to read the comments.
Oh,
I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy like that. Because then I can actually read them and respond to them in real time.
Okay,
I'm curious. Any other comics to talk about? I have one, but I want to hear what other people have to say.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, Keegan, if you want to see a lot of comments, you're on the wrong stream. I'm a nobody.
We all are, so chill out.
No, I meant whenever somebody does comment something new, it will pop up on the screen.
I don't know if you misunderstand me, if it was about comments or because I said comics. Like, do you guys have any others?
Oh, okay. Other comics to talk about. Any of you do indies or bande dessinées?
What's that?
Bande dessinée is a French comic.
I don't speak French, so I can't really.
English
comics.
Some of them are translated.
Oh, if they're translated in English, that sounds.
My name.
Yeah, like, do you remember the Valerian movie?
Oh God, you talking about the Valerian movie? Fucking Luc Besson finally fucking ended up making. That turned out to be a huge fucking mess.
You know, actual French comics.
Nice. I'm going to tell you this about the movie. If the comics are anything like the movie, no thanks.
No, I think the comics are a lot better than the movie. From what I hear, the Valerian comics are better than the movie.
That's good to hear.
Okay, I tried to respond, but I didn't see how many people responding. I was waiting for someone to say something, but anyway, yeah, the comics are better than the movie, I would say. And there's also some Elric comics. Like there's 4 of them, 4 new ones anyway. They were pretty awesome.
Elric?
And I'm still waiting for the Regulator to come in the mail.
What's Elric?
Elric is it's basically like the story of a spell sword mercenary. He used to be the emperor of an island. Then he left to learn stuff about other countries because he came from a nation of sociopaths.
Sounds like Napoleon. It sounds like Napoleon, but he
Napoleon Dynamite or Bonaparte?
Bonaparte.
Fuck you guys! The only Napoleon I know. Jokes on you assholes! The only Napoleon I know is Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, yeah, seems like oops.
That series that movie took forever to be a series. Like someone like Fox years later made a series based off of Napoleon Dynamite, And to no one's surprise, it lasted one season because, like, who remembered Napoleon Dynamite?
I don't know.
Honestly, in my opinion, speaking of Napoleon Dynamite, you want to know the only the only movie John Heater was in that I actually liked? The Benchwarmers. I don't know that movie. I mean, I watched that as a kid, and I just love that fucking movie.
I preferred him in Blades of Glory.
Yeah, there's one thing I forgot to say. Also, Elric has a black rune sword. It's going to kill him one day. He also has that.
Ooh.
It's a tragedy.
Scary.
Yeah.
Has it been, like, prophesied or something that's going to happen?
He has this foreboding destiny that he's aware. He has some awareness of. Beyond that, he doesn't know what's going to happen to him, I think. I'm still reading the books, but I've read the comics. It ain't pretty. It ain't a pretty ending for him. And this is the second run
his
that
doom. He goes to his doom. I said he goes to his doom.
Yeah, he's like Geralt of Rivia, but Geralt may be plagiarized from Elric.
That's what Razor Fist said.
I believe him. I've seen after all the similarities he pointed out, I have to say I'm a little suspicious.
Weird.
And I like the
I buy it. I
but I
believe
like the game.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Is that what you said? No, you said you like something.
I said, and for the record, I like the Witcher games. I think the book is overrated, but
Probably is.
that's just me. No, the book's just hard for me to give a shit. I have to force myself to read it, which is hard.
It's kind of like the show, correct?
The show is adapting the books. I think the show is a little bit better. I actually give a shit, and it's hard for me. And it's not as hard.
The problem is, I have to force myself to watch the show because it's so goddamn slow.
Yeah,
I'm sure the books are in the same regard. At least with the show, it has the benefit of visually.
Yeah, it takes so long to get started, and not only that, all the fucking nudity kind of throws me off. I'm like, this isn't fucking Game of Thrones, guys.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing I didn't like about the Daily
I'm just
Show
like,
was the.
Do you know
It's like the only thing I didn't really like.
Call me a prude all you fucking want. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, do you know someone named CT117?
Oh yeah, that's my friend, CT.
Oh, okay.
You know him on Twitter as I Need a Weapon.
I Need a Weapon. Still doesn't ring a bell.
He was in your space today.
I need a weapon. I need a weapon. Damn it, I can't remember.
Isn't Space Monkey technically CT?
No.
And who the fuck is CT? I don't know.
You guys talked to him today. He said he had to go to work.
You talking about Phil?
No.
I'm lost.
That's Uru Phil.
But I have no idea. Hello, CT. That's an awesome image you got there going for you with the fox head.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you what his Twitter, because that's.
Yeah. Yeah, I also wouldn't mind them making more Shadow comics. Like, I want more comics of the Shadow.
I know Razorfist is doing that.
Honestly, you know what I want? I just want another like pulp era Batman movie.
I just want more pulp.
I want a Batman movie that actually takes place in the damn 40s.
Yeah, I just want something that's like pulp-like. I like the pulps; they're actually kind of entertaining. And there's actually a few good pulp comics. Like the Shadow has a few good ones. Solomon Kane has some, but I haven't read them. They have an omnibus, but those are hard to get.
Anyways, guys, my phone is kind of overheating and it's taking way too long to charge it because for some reason the stream is taking so much juice from my phone, so I'm probably gonna have to head off.
That's fine.
That's fine, man. But yeah, like, did you? I'm gonna send you who it is, Nate. But did you guys have any like other specific comics that you wanted to talk about?
Let me see. Let me think. Oh yeah, do you have a personal DC favorite?
What do you mean, like DC favorite? What do you mean?
Or any favorite comic book character in general, like superhero or not?
Well, childhood me would say Superman. Modern me would say Batman. But if I'm being honest, like if characters in general, I'm not a big fan of like his original run because technically he committed statutory rape. But
What?
Deathstroke, I think, is a cool character.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Yeah, that was fucked up. That was fucked up.
Yeah, I'm like that's something I'm kind of glad they rebooted because that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Now, well, us it's disgusting to. Actually, no, never mind. I'm not even going to kick that hornet's nest.
Yeah, please,
I
please.
actually like Deathstroke. I think he's an awesome villain.
I put who it is in the DMs. If there's a way
Okay,
you can check it.
Let me see now. Oh, yeah, I do know this guy, the Foxhead guy.
Yeah, I told you that's CT.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
the one I'm watching
right.
the he's the one I'm watching the Ewok stuff with.
Okay. Whoops. Yes, cat, laugh it up, laugh it up. But yeah,
So weird not to hear from Dan.
I'm sorry, what?
I said it's so weird not to hear from Dan.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah,
yeah
there is one comic I wanted to talk about, and that's only because like, and it kind of goes with Dan's whole philosophy on multiverse canon because of it, there's technically two different timelines.
Okay.
I'm talking about like the Escape from New York or Snake Plissken comics.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier today.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you've ever seen the movies in relation, the ones by John Carpenter.
I want to see Escape from LA, I'm not gonna lie.
Have you seen Escape from New York at least?
No, I haven't. I've seen clips of them. They look awesome.
I've seen both of them. Escape from New York is a bit more slower paced, but it's still very good. Definitely has a strong ending. Escape from LA is more fun, crazy, over the top, action packed. Some of the stuff that they do in it is kind of dumb, but like you really don't care because it's a genuinely fun movie, and it has an ending that I still think is like the biggest middle finger in the universe. Uh, at least as far as like Earth limitations, anyway. But it's not a middle finger. It's not a middle finger to the audience. It's a middle finger to everybody who's tried to screw Snake Plissken, basically.
Well, yeah, I look at those and I think, you know what, John Carpenter should have gone into comics. He would have been an awesome comic creator.
Well, the comics that they did do are very good. They did a couple of trade paperbacks in 2013. Now, maybe it's lazy or maybe it's clever. I can't really tell. But with that version of the universe, because there were a lot of characters that were played by celebrities. You know, you had Lee Van Cleef playing the police chief Hawk, and you had Donald Pleasance playing the president. But I guess when it came to these comics in particular, in order to prevent from paying royalties to the to the actors' estates or whatever, it's still the same characters, but they gave like kind of vague outlines and distance shots of their faces, so you'd still know it was the character without actually showing their faces. And they actually found ways to kind of keep them in it. Like in because in the second of the trade paperback volumes, was Escape from Siberia. Basically, the former president, like his reputation is absolutely ruined. So he calls in a favor, and some government agents that he has, like, they literally capture Snake after he escaped from Florida, and they drop him. They drop him in the middle of Siberia during their war with the Soviets there.
Wow.
And one of the major commandos he encounters there is this dude in this huge buff suit of armor, and he seems to know Snake. And when Snake finally figures it out, it turns out it's Lee Van Cleef's character, but like basically the president was so disappointed with his performance that he like tortured him and peeled off his skin and then put him into like a metal commando suit, and like the character whose name is Hulk is like he's like, yeah, we're fighting in this war right now, Snake, but as soon as like the time is right, I'm gonna kill you because of you. I turned into a freak like this. So
wow.
So that was actually a way that, and in the third volume, he actually returns to New York and finds out that there's another because the main villain was played by Isaac Hayes in the first movie, the Duke of New York, and he finds out that there's another Duke of New York there, but it turns out to be the former president.
Well,
they sent him back into, and to be honest with you, these aren't even the good Snake Plissken comics. The good ones are just like they're really like much more enjoyable reads. Like the Chronicles of Snake Plissken is like this 5-issue series in which like a day after the events of Escape from New York, Snake goes over to Nevada, to Las Vegas. Like he heads over there, and obviously he doesn't get there within a day. But like a day after the events of the movie, he gets into a car and goes down to Nevada, and he goes to steal. Because Nevada is like a huge, metropolis now in this dystopian type future. He goes to steal the car of JFK.
What?
Yeah, because it's worth a fortune.
Okay, never mind. I'm not even going to question it.
Don't bother. No, it gets
Carpenter film, so I'm just gonna not question it.
It gets ridiculous at times, but you kind of can't help but enjoy it because it has that kind of like 1980s style cheese.
Yeah, the 80s were a weird time for movies, from what I hear.
Yeah, and the last one I remember was Adventures of Snake Plissken. This one was literally a one-off issue from like 97, I believe, like 1997, 1998. And in it, the government is still looking for Snake Plissken, and they actually send like a robot to like a futuristic robot to go after him and study his mannerisms. And the robot, it's fucking hilarious because the robot studies his mannerisms so much that the robot actually thinks that he's Snake Plissken. Yeah, I know, right? And I love it for that. And then Snake actually convinces the robot. He's like, hey, if you're me, then you hate these government guys just as much as I do. You should go take them out. He's like, you're right. I'm going to go take them out. Like, so basically by that comic's logic, there's technically 2 Snake Plisskens running around.
Okay, that's a scary thought.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, I told this to my friend Thomas. He's a big libertarian guy, and so I said, I think you'll like these movies because they're like a libertarian's wet dream.
What he said.
Purely because Snake is like one of those, like he served his time with the government and he knows how like screwed up and corrupt it is, and he's like, nah, I'm just gonna, like, he has a sense of morality, but at the same time he also has like a sense of immorality. He's like, no, I'm just gonna do what I want. I'm gonna rob banks and sell stuff to the highest bidder just to survive and screw with people, since that seems to be what everybody else is doing.
Wow.
The only difference is he's not doing it for the government. But there are times when his humanity breaks through. Even in the movies, he's like, a lot of people got killed to get you to safety. Like, you ever think about them,
Yeah, like I think there was a deleted scene where it showed his partner being killed, and you see the look on his face, like he's genuinely broken up about it.
Yeah, and again, that's one of the things I like about the character of Snake Plissken is like he's the libertarian badass who don't give a crap about anybody, but at times he shows humanity and regret for loss of life of people who, like, sometimes they're people who did nothing to deserve it. Other times they're like people he drafted in because he was using them to get them, and he ends up like using them to get his mission done, and then he ends up kind of like regretting it at the same time and showing his human. There's more layers to the character than people like give it credit, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I'll check those comics out. Are they still available?
Yeah, you have to look for them. I recommend trying eBay over Amazon though, because you're more likely to find them there. Matter of fact, let me check something really quick. Let me just.
Hey Nathan, I'm back.
Oh,
damn, you were gone for a while there, Dan.
I was gone for most of this. Sorry, guys.
What happened to you?
Yeah, I was multitasking. I was doing a lot of stuff at once.
You were listening though, right?
Yeah, parts of it. Yeah, not everything, but it's recorded, so I could rewatch.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay, yeah, we've only got 19 minutes left, so what else do you want? So yeah, I'm just waiting to hear from Nazo about this comic he told me about.
Oh, what is it?
This is just based on
from New York.
Yeah, the ones related for it. Yeah, no. Okay, so it's not a 5-issue; it's a 4-issue. That's why I got that special preview issue. I was just looking at like the individual, looked at the trade paperbacks, and they are available on eBay though, so you can get them and check them out. But honestly, I would also recommend watching the movies. And one of the things that bothers me about this whole about that whole thing is that there is so little content in relation to us. You think there'd be like vast comic series, and there are crossover comics like Snake Plissken meets Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. But like as far as like just like Snake Plissken and his whole universe, there's like very limited comics. There was almost a third film and an anime film and a video game, but a lot of that happened because of like different circumstances. Like the third Escape film didn't happen because 9/11. Thanks.
Damn it.
The video game didn't happen because
another reason to be mad at the terrorists. Just another damn reason.
Yeah, no, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were making an Escape from New York video game. That's probably going to be in relation to, but like that never went through because Deborah Hill passed away. And then they had an option to make an anime film, which I'm like, that's like right up the alley of this genre. There's no explanation as to why that never happened. And I'm like, and the most they're talking about for continuation is a reboot, and I'm like, oh no, they're gonna ruin it.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, just give me a third movie. This is the reason I say give me a third movie is because I want either one of two things. If you are gonna reboot it, use Kurt Russell's son because he looks the most like
He has a son. I was unaware of this.
Yeah. I think his name's John Russell. Let me see. I have to look at Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't be around for most of it, guys, but you guys seem to be having a good conversation.
Wyatt Russell, that's who it is. Okay, Wyatt Russell. Again, and another option could be is that you just get, even though I know he's retired, but I think if the money were right, the script were right, and everything, just get Kurt Russell again as an old grizzled Snake Plissken. That would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, you have fun. All right, I'll go for now.
All right. Yeah, and get
Later,
John
John.
Carpenter to direct and write it because he actually does some good work in that field.
Oh, I know. No, he really does. And again, that's like if that's the like I go for like obscure stuff like that. Like I was actually genuinely interested in stuff like at some point I might want to get comics for the Shadow, like you were planning on doing, purely because I'm like, that actually sounds like a good type of comic book to invest in. It actually sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, if you want tiles, I can give you 2. The Shadow Year 1 and Hitler's Astrologer.
Interesting.
Those are the only 2 I have. I don't remember. I forgot to get some more of them. Like the other ones I wanted were too pricey.
That makes sense. That not everyone is going to be affordable, and that's why I'm a little skeptical to collect them, because they're so old. Like some of these comics are like 40s, 50s old when it comes to the Shadow, and I'm thinking to myself like there's no way I would be able to get like every single. I'd have to like pick a run and hope I can get everything in that run for a reasonable price.
Yeah, and the Shadow is very interesting. Like he basically carries a pair of Colt 45s, and he has the ability to mess with people's minds. Like he kind of.
I knew about that. Yeah, there was like hypnosis involved with his powers, but he also when people tried to shoot him, like they can't actually hit him.
Yeah, and there's a good song about him too. It's called "The Shadow Knows" by Let me see if I can find the song.
Just send it to the link via DM to me when this is over. But yeah, like I was like, I'm skeptical about getting into the Shadow purely because like again, when I looked it up on Wikipedia, there's like 5, 6, 7 runs of the comic, and I'm like, okay, I have to pick a particular run and hope that I could afford it.
Yeah. Actually, I think I can tell you the song now. It's "The Shadow Knows" by, it was something Magnus. Okay, here it is. The Grand Magus or Magus.
Yeah, just send the link to me via DM, because I think I probably heard that song before on Razorfist channel, but
yeah, does it sound familiar? Hopefully I don't get copyright.
Actually, no, I haven't heard that. But that does have my interest.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get copyright struck for that.
Yeah, no. If you want a good thing for like I've got a Twitter thread. If you're looking into getting specific, though you probably already have most of them, like specific Star Wars Expanded Universe comics. Because there's a lot of decent ones. A lot of ones I regret buying, though, even if they're bought by proxy. Like I bought Wild Space Volume 2, and I bought it for a completely different comic. I can't remember, what did I buy it for? I'd have to look it up again. But it came with the Jabba the Hutt Art of the Deal story arc, and I'm like, okay. I would never have bought this any other way, because why in God's name would I ever buy a comic about Jabba the Hutt?
I know. What is there to do with Jabba the Hutt? He's a slug. He's overweight. He's basically the Harvey Weinstein of Star Wars, and he doesn't go much.
Yeah, well, basically, when it comes to Jabba the Hutt, I'm like, who asked for this? And it was funny when I looked into the writer. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to like harm his reputation or anything like that. But like when I looked into like who wrote it, the only Star Wars comics that comes up are the Jabba the Hutt run like the 4 Java comics he did, and one like weird, bizarre, one-off Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan comic from Star Wars Tales, and I'm like, okay, I think I understand why this guy was never called back by Dark Horse or Lucasfilm for another Star Wars comic.
Wow, that's the suck for him.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I just by looking at it, I'm like, I think I know why they didn't call him back. Like, there's some great ones. Like, some of my favorites have to be John Ostrander, John Jackson Miller to a degree, because I really like his Knights of the Old Republic comic. However, Knight Errant is awful. I know he tried to make Knight Errant work, but it just doesn't. It's bad.
Yeah, I just look for stuff that is Fets and Mara Jade. That's my limit. That's my spectrum. Like,
other than a few one-offs and Tales, Union and Mara Jade by the Emperor's Hand, or even the Thrawn trilogy in comic book form, if you can somehow find that. There's not really much on Mara Jade as far as comic books. There's definitely a lot on Boba Fett, and it sounds like you already have most of it.
I have a degree. Yeah, I want anything that just has Mara in it, just to see her participation in like the Star Wars EU. Like I want to get the Thrawn trilogy in comic book form because it looks good.
I have it in comic book form. In my opinion,
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, it's not it's not like the original trilogy. Yeah, it's not like the original trilogy version. It's like the Epic Collection trade paperback, and I bought it when it was I pre-ordered it when it was still like $40 on Amazon. Because nowadays, when you look at it, like it's like $200 to like $1,000, depending on who you go to, where you buy it. One Piece. I'm sorry, that's my brother being an idiot in the background.
Yeah, I know your pain. I have a younger sister.
Oh, he's my older brother. So
yeah, my sister's a pain though, all the same.
But no. Basically, like if I were to be honest, when it comes to like art styles for each of the comic, the one for Heir to the Empire is probably the worst looking. It's not bad. It's just like the worst to look at. The best one is probably Dark Force Rising. Dark Force Rising has, in my personal opinion, objectively the best looking art style, like the most realistic human looking one. And then Last Command's art style looks a little cartoony. It's again not bad. It's definitely better than the way Heir to the Empire looks, but it's not as good as Dark Force Rising, the way Dark Force Rising looks. They had like a different artist each of the 3 stories, and to my knowledge, that's the only time that they've adapted a story to comic where it's been like a complete story. Now, I'm not counting like one-off novels, because like there have been other like novel series where they actually tried to make comic adaptations of said novels. Like they tried with the first book of Jude Watson's Jedi Quest series, and that only made 1 comic.
Huh.
That so and even back, they even tried it again. Like I think back in like the back in the 80s with the Han Solo trilogy, the one by Brian Daley, and the only one of that is Han Solo at Star's End. So like the first one, basically.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so the Thrawn, like, because the Thrawn trilogy is so lauded by fans, it makes sense that they actually finished the comic book run attempt at that one. And it's again, it's not that the other book series are bad, because they are not, from what I've heard. It's just that they weren't as famous as Timothy Zahn's books.
Yeah, like I haven't read anything by Timothy Zahn yet. Well, no, I've read some comics that he was involved in, but I never read any the books.
Zahn wasn't really involved with the comics.
Really?
You'd be as far as like when it comes to Star Wars, yeah, he wasn't really involved, and it kind of this is an issue I didn't want to bring up because it kind of pissed me off when I found out about it. Timothy Zahn as Net's saying something. Read the books.
Yeah. I'll get around.
Yeah, no. Timothy Zahn. Okay, so obviously he made the Thrawn trilogy. When he was younger back then, he kind of had that author smugness that some authors get.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off because a lot of people like that look down on comic books like they're inferior stories, and I'm like, oh, pull your head out of your ass, you pretentious prick. You're not that good. That's like I really like Zahn's writing, but at the same time, I really hate the pretentious smugness that came off of him back in the day. Because he, according to Matt Wilkins, I can get you access to all of them. Yes, Ned, you can, obviously. Because he got me access to all of them. But but basically, like Zahn back in the day, he treated other authors like they were lesser than him. Like comic book authors, even other book authors. Like he didn't actually like he treated Michael Stackpole with disdain until he actually worked with him, and from that point on, they actually collabed because Michael Stackpole wrote Union. And that comic is literally about the marriage of Luke and Mara, so that made sense to me. I'm like, okay, so this must be after they established their friendship, and obviously he's squashed whatever beefs he's had in the past. But he had issue with like Tom Veitch's Dark Empire and Kevin J. Anderson's stories. So the fact that he would like and the way he says like comic books are like shits, he kind of had that attitude that comic book stories were like shit compared to novels, and I'm like, okay, pull your head out of your ass, buddy.
Yeah, I think you told me this once before. I'm still amazed at the story.
Yeah, no, but again, obviously Zahn doesn't have that, but it's that level of smugness that creates people like George R. R. Martin and Chuck Wendig.
Yeah, especially Chuck Wendig. Like, I don't like George R. R. Martin, but Chuck Wendig is way worse.
Yeah, no, like Chuck Wendig, he has the smugness, but this time he doesn't have the good writing to back it up.
Or the accomplishments.
Yeah, or the accomplishments. Net says that's him being a dick.
But yeah, no, Chuck Wendig's just a prick. Like, I get it. Trump is, or I can't remember exactly what he said, but I get it. Trump's awesome, but at the same time, you don't need to rant about it every day.
Back when I watched Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, when he was looking at Chuck Wendig's tweet rants, he was doing the exact same thing I was. He was fucking laughing. He's like, oh my god, this guy is so unhinged. What is this guy's problem? It's like Trump breathes. Ah!
Yeah, like he has, like I find that least offensive as his take on Tolkien. Like I think he called him a racist. So I'm like, Chuck Wendig, you stupid mother.
Yeah, no. That's just my thoughts on it. Just like, and again, like I'm trying not to hate these people because they write good. A lot of them write good stories, but like, it's hard not to have anger like that. I'm like, you shit on this guy's story. You're lucky he's still friends with you.
Yep.
Like there are people again like Kevin J. Anderson has written good stories. Matter of fact, one of my favorite comic books ever since I read it to this day is Tales of the Jedi, and I've been trying to spread it to anybody who wants to read it because it's a great comic. But yeah, like I know he squashed his beef with Kevin J. Anderson since, but it bothers me that there was beef to begin with. I'm like, can you not be a dick like that, please?
Yeah, I think Netcat, like, he brings up something I always like to believe should be fact. Always
Separate the artist from the art. Yeah, no. As much as I have issue with Zahn's past actions, he is still because I listened. I didn't read the full novel, but I did. But it was pretty detailed. This audiobook of Outbound Flight, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, like it's the
'Cause
same
it-
for me with Jeepers Creepers. Like, I love that horror film, but Victor Salva is a piece of shit who I hope rots in hell.
Is he dead?
No, he's not dead yet, unfortunately.
Give it time.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So any more comics to discuss?
Now we're almost out of time anyway, but thanks for coming on, man.
Oh yeah, no, it was fun for my lack of knowledge of actual superheroing.
Yeah, you're not missing much as far as I'm concerned.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Nate.
Talk to you later, Nazo. See ya. Well, guys, thanks for showing up. I'm going to be calling it here. Shadow, Netcat, what was the other one? CT and Brian, thank you for showing up. It was much appreciated. Hope you all have a nice day, and yeah, pray for sanity. And remember, the game was right from the start. Bye-bye. Wait, no, it's not it. There it is.